As more young people spend hours on social media, there's mixed body image messaging proliferating online. Jess Weiner, host of podcast Dominant Stories, is here with some tips on how to talk to your teen about positive body image and body autonomy. Hi, Jess. Nice to see you.
Hi, good morning, Giselle. Great to see you.
I know Melvin normally gets you. I get to come in on this party. I'm so happy. Happy.
Good morning, Jess.
Body shaming.
Good morning, Melvin.
Yes, body shaming. Mel and I talk about this a lot, particularly because Mel was a teacher and he saw it firsthand. Social media causes so many mental health challenges for young people when they're body shamed. How bad is it?
It's pretty bad. I mean, we know that a majority of young people online talk about body bullying as one of the key factors of their low self-esteem and lack of confidence. But I think, Giselle and Melvin, there's also a lot happening in the world right now around who gets to make decisions for our bodies and what they should look like. And, that's also really causing a lot of impact on this younger generation who we know care about, as you mentioned, body autonomy, which is really having the agency over your own body and the ability to make decisions about what it does and also what it looks like.
So, for a parent, guardian, caretaker that's out there watching that wants to have this conversation with their kid, but is just uncomfortable with broaching it and doesn't even know what to say, what do you suggest?
Yeah.
Well, I want to teach us 3 new terms today, Melvin. So you'll put your educator hat on with me too. So
Yes.
I think one of the greatest things that parents can do for all kids, but especially for younger kids, is to talk about consent. So when we talk about body consent, it's as simple as if it's a kid that lives in your house or a kid that asking before you hug, right? Would you like a hug? Do you feel like getting a hug? Because oftentimes we just kind of, grab hold, physically touch kids that we don't actually ask if that's okay. And what that actually does, even in their friendship models, is teach them about the autonomy of their own body. Do I feel like getting a hug right now? And do I have the power to say no if I don't? And that's really important to teach early and often with kids. So I think that's number 1 that I would offer. And number 2 is body literacy, which is another new term in the lexicon of self-esteem. But here's what's important about it. It teaches you to relate your emotions to your physical body. So it's as simple as teaching a connection. Like, is your tummy hungry right now? Do your legs want to run a lot right now? Do you feel like your body needs to lay down? And I know it sounds sort of silly, but if you think about it, we often grow up really separated from our body and our minds. And so this helps kids get more literacy about what their bodies are feeling and what they're feeling in turn. And then the last one is really about, body neutrality, which is celebrating your body for what it does, i.e. Melvin, how amazing your legs are when you do those dance videos on social, and then, and not what it looks like, because this starts to help kids focus on the approval based on their own achievements and not the approval from someone else.
Yeah.
As much as we see, young girls talk about body shaming, there's this other kind of emerging movement. Mel was showing me stuff on Lizzo, for example, really out and proud and owning, a lot more women owning their bigger bodies. It makes a difference, doesn't it, for us to identify, especially girls, with our body in a more positive way.
Yeah, and Giselle, what you're talking about too is really the good part of social media, I think, which is the democratization of who gets to post images online, right? So you get to see, women like Lizzo who are owning their beautiful bodies and what they can do as well, because she's an incredible flautist and an incredible dancer. And so I think, the other part of it is, do we get to see more images of real bodies out there? And we know that the more we can normalize that, the better our self-esteem and confidence is for it.
And even boys, too. I mean, before we let you go here, what kind of conversation should we be having with our young men out there?
We should be having this same conversation, Melvin. I think when it comes to body image, we have been very skewed towards talking to girls only, but I think kids of all genders need to have the conversation around consent and autonomy and literacy, and a reminder that their body is the vehicle of which they get to walk through the world in. And there's lots of messages to boys about toxic masculinity and what masculinity is supposed to look like. And we cannot undersell the importance of having this same conversation around body image to boys and to girls.
Oh, absolutely. Well, you are our motivational moment for this Monday. The 3 M's. We thank you so much, Jess.
Thank you, Jess.
So
As
much.
always, great to see you.
You
and
brighten up our day.
Yes, she does.
Yeah. So you don't have to wait till next week for more of Jess Weiner. You can hear her right now on her podcast, Dominant Stories. Don't miss her. She really puts everything into perspective.
Yes, she does.